Hello and welcome, you're here with me, Cherry Tumbler, and we are in DCS flying the FW190 D9 Dora. Let's show you how to start this thing up. So first off, we're going to lift this panel. We're going to turn all of these switches on with left clicks, like so, and close the panel again. Then this next bank of buttons, we're going to turn all of those on. E85 is for your external fuel tank. If you don't have an external fuel tank, you can leave that off, and if you want to do that, you just push the little red button if you didn't select it. And then we are going to open the oxygen valve, and coming around the cockpit, we're going to uncage the artificial horizon. I'm going to right click on this fuel lever to get it all the way forwards, and we're going to right click on this little lever here so it goes all the way forwards to M1 and M2, which you can just see there, and we're going to right click on this little button here. Next thing we need to do is we need to uncage the throttle, and we can do that with this key here, throttle to start, which is right alt and home by default, or you can bind it to another key. I'm going to push that now. And then at this point we're kind of good to go. So the starting is a bit of a pain. So what you need to do is you need to left click and hold this starter button, and you need to count to 25. You can get away sometimes with 15, but 25 should go all the way. And then at that point I'm then going to press and hold the right mouse button, and that should hopefully kick in. So bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and now I'm going to right click and hold, like so. And there we go, it's kicked in. Phew. Now, if it doesn't kick in the first time, then if you just left click and hold for about 15 seconds the second time, and then right click, it should kick in. Cool, so now before we do the last little bits of setup, we need to warm up our engine a little bit. So this is the oil temperature gauge here, and we need it to be about 40 degrees so that we don't get any engine damage. So I'm just going to increase the throttle here to just over 1,000. So you don't need to hit the brakes at this point, it should all be good, and that'll just do its thing and warm up while we're doing the rest of the cockpit setup. Now, takeoff flaps. The flap setup is here, which is quite nice. So you've got that one in the middle. If you hover over it, if I can keep my head still, there you go. Flaps for takeoff, flaps for landing, and flaps up. It's quite nice. This is your MW50, which is like a jet power boost thing. I always like to have that. Sorry, that's your flap trimmer. I do apologise. That's the boost. And if you look underneath here, you can see the trimming tab. It's very sensitive, and you can get the aircraft, so you want that to be at 0. Ooh, trying to keep my head still. And then we have our radio selector. There's the channels you can't change. They're set by the mission editor, but it's channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, and channel 4, depending on what you need for the mission. And then that is pretty much it for the actual startup. Now, I like to set up all my guns and things while I'm on the ground. So I'm going to turn my master arm on, like so, and then I am going to set my gun sight up. So I know on this mission I'm going to hit some bombers. And if you see here, it says bombers here, Lancaster, Boeing, Liberator, Halifax, is all about 30 meters. That's the wingspan. I've got this style here, which I can left click and hold. And if I move that and drag it, it's actually got little markers here as well. So if I wanted to set for a single engine aircraft, for a 2 engine aircraft, or for a 4 engine aircraft, I put it like that, so, and that changes. Well, you'll see what happens in a second on there. And then what I can do as well is I can select the if I want a fixed gun sight, or if I want a gyro stabilized, and I right click for gyro stabilized, and then by pressing and holding and moving this forwards and backwards, this is going to move this gun sight to set like an engagement range. And I actually have that bound to keys, just to show you those. So I use this one here. So this is the easy gun sight target distance control, clockwise and counterclockwise, because you will be adjusting this when you're in the air, when you're getting your target lined up. And what I tend to do is for bombers, I will engage them at, well, I'll start engaging at about 600 meters. So I've got it set here to 600. And if you notice, the gun sight has got small, so you can change the size here. So what that tells me is if I get the wings of the bomber inside that circle, the full width of the circle, then I'm 600 meters away and I can start blasting away. If you want even more accuracy, what you can do as well is if you know what the engagement altitude is going to be, there's a second computer here to set up, or a second dial. For the mission I'm playing, I'm engaging the enemy at about 6 kilometers. So what I need to do is I need to have this left-hand number at 85. So using the mouse scroll wheel, hovering over the top, and I'm going to get it to 85, and it kind of jumps a bit. You see there it's going in steps of 3 or 4. So we get it as close as we can. So that's that. And what that does is, the higher you are, the air's thinner and all that kind of thing, and then the bullets drop at different. So this is now taking that into account. So I am good to go. If we look here, the temperature is at 50. If I had any bombs, I might set them up at this point as well. So this is the bomb fusing computer. This is for if you wanted to do a dive bomb or a level bomb, and then on the you do left and right clicks. MV means with delay, OV means without delay. So if you wanted to drop a bomb with a timed fuse, which is ideal really, in a dive bomb, then that's how you would usually have it set up. And you could tell if you had bombs at this point by these lights would be lit up. If you have rockets, these are your rocket control panel, so you can turn them on and off. And that's pretty much it. We're good to taxi. So that's the startup procedure for the 109D9. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I will try and get back to you within 24 hours. Until then, happy hunting and stay safe.